Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be replacing the battery on our R33 Nissan Skyline GT-R. I believe this is the same thing for the GT-ST, so we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. Okay, before we get started, you're going to have to keep yourself safe. So let's get some eye protection, and let's get some gloves, and let's follow any safety procedures and make sure that you keep yourself safe and prevent your car from getting damaged. So the battery is in the trunk, so we're going to go ahead and open up our trunk. So our first step is to remove these little screw plastic tabs, and they're going to be running along this carpeted trim, and we're going to go ahead and get those off. So in order to remove these little plastic tabs, you need a Phillips, but sometimes when you turn it, the whole tab turns. And what I like to do is I like to put something behind it, and then I like to turn it, and usually it comes off. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this rear brace, and it takes a 21mm socket from what I could tell, and we're going to remove this and get it out the way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this black, I'm going to call it brace panel, and it has some 12mm bolts right here, and to be honest with you, it's a little annoying that it's in here to remove the battery, but I was originally going to just try to sneak the battery out of it, but when making this video, I feel like I need to do it right, because if you try to sneak the battery out, you could probably touch the terminals to, you know, the metal here, and if you have like a battery that could leak, if you kind of don't angle it right, it's going to leak. So the right thing to do, I guess, is take off this panel right here. All right, so we got all the bolts out, and now we're going to remove it. Next, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove the negative cable first using a 10mm socket. Okay, we have the negative terminal removed, and now we're going to remove the positive one. When you're doing this, you want to be careful that you don't arc and touch something metal. That's why this has a piece of plastic or piece of rubber right here. And so we're going to go ahead and carefully loosen up that nut and remove that terminal. And now I'm going to remove this little protector that helps you prevent arcing the actual battery. All right, so we have the bracket out, and now we have easy access to the battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the battery bracket so we could remove the battery. And on this particular battery, it looks like it's an Optima. I'm just going to be able to just slide it out. All right, so we took the battery out. This isn't the battery. I took out a Optima Yellow top, which is considered like a spiral battery. I'm not really sure what that means, but I took it to the local Interstate Battery store here in Grand Junction. I usually buy Interstate batteries. They've done me good. And when I took that yellow top to them, they tested it. It was bad, and I asked them if they have another yellow top Optima or something similar to it, and then they brought this bad boy out. But one thing I didn't pay attention to was that Optima battery had tiny little itty bitty terminals, and I was really confused. I was like, I haven't seen that before, and I'm not sure if that's how the Skyline came from the manufacturer, but it was all new to me. I'm not sure if they changed out stuff or whatever, but these are tiny little terminals. So we picked up this Interstate battery. It's an AGM battery, and it was the same size as the Optima that I took them. It has the little terminals, and it's about the same cold cranking amps. The cold cranking amps of the Optima, I think, was 450, and this one's 410. We think that's gonna work. We did some research. We found out that a newer GT-R takes about the same cold cranking amps. Again, it's sometimes hard to get information from US databases about our cars. I did some research online, and people just kept on talking about the Optima battery that I already had, or a Prius battery. Either way, I like Interstate. I picked up this AGM battery. It's similar cold cranking amps. I'm not sure what specific cold cranking amps the GT-R takes. If you guys know, put that in the description. But at this point, I'm not going to film the reversal install because it's pretty much reversal install. But I want to remind you guys two important things. be very careful, wear eye protection, wear gloves, and also make sure that you put on the positive battery first and then the negative. But before you do any of that, make sure that you attach that little rubber protector, so whenever you're putting the positive battery on or you're working with it, you don't arc anything, you don't short anything out, and take your time. Well guys, I really appreciate you watching. It is very interesting to see a battery be this much of a install and research and everything, but it is what it is. All right guys, thank you again for watching. You take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.